1970 brought so many great songs, but these are 12 forgotten songs from that year that are sure to bring back so many memories. If you lived through this incredible era, you'll reconnect with these hidden gems. If you're discovering them for the first time, you're in for a treat. Mary Hopkin burst onto the music scene with Temma Harbour in 1970, backed by none other than Paul McCartney himself. While the Beatles were falling apart, McCartney was busy shaping Hopkins' career at Apple Records. The Welsh singer-songwriter was just 20 years old when she recorded this maritime-inspired track, but internal conflicts at Apple Records would soon derail her promising career. The song's haunting melody and Hopkins' crystal-clear vocals paint a picture of a seaside romance, but behind the scenes, she was fighting for creative control. McCartney's heavy-handed production style often clashed with Hopkins' folk sensibilities, leading to tension in the studio. The track peaked at number 39 on the Billboard Hot 100, far below expectations. Interestingly, Hopkins would later reveal that she never wanted to record Temma Harbour. She preferred traditional Welsh folk songs but was pressured by Apple Records to pursue more commercial material. She left the label shortly after, choosing artistic integrity over potential stardom. The Sandpipers, come Saturday morning, emerged from the unlikely pairing of a folk group with an Oscar-nominated film soundtrack.
Come Saturday morning.
The trio, comprised of Jim Brady, Michael Piano, and Richard Schaff, started as a church choir group before being discovered in a small LA club in 1965. By 1970, they were struggling to maintain relevance in a changing musical landscape. The song was originally written for the controversial film The Sterile Cuckoo, starring Liza Minnelli. The film's mature themes of mental health and sexual awakening caused quite a stir, but the Sandpipers' gentle harmonies softened the song's connection to the controversial movie. Despite reaching number 17 on the adult contemporary chart, radio stations began pulling the song due to its association with the film. Here's something most people don't know. The Sandpipers recorded the song in one take at 3 a.m. after their regular session musician fell asleep at the piano. They had to wake up the building janitor, who happened to be a skilled pianist, to complete the recording. Bobby Sherman's Easy Come, Easy Go showcased a different side of the teen idol.
Easy come, easy go.
Before his music career, Sherman worked as a technical advisor for medical shows, using his EMT training. His clean-cut image masked the growing frustration he felt with the music industry's exploitation of young talent. The song's upbeat tempo belied its deeper message about the fleeting nature of fame and fortune. Sherman wrote the lyrics during a particularly difficult period when his record label was pushing him to maintain his teenage heartthrob image despite being in his late 20s. The production team actually mixed his vocals to sound younger, a practice he later condemned. Sherman would eventually leave the music industry to become a full-time EMT and police officer, proving that some stars choose service over spotlight. He used his royalties from Easy Come, Easy Go to fund EMT training programs in California. Hey guys, these memories are too good to keep to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe. Share your own memories in the comments. Did you see any of these artists live? Mark Lindsay's Arizona marked a dramatic departure from his Paul Revere and the Raiders days. After leaving the band in 1970, Lindsay faced accusations of betrayal from his former bandmates. The song, written about his tumultuous relationship with a Native American woman, sparked controversy for its cultural appropriation and stereotyping. Behind the production, tensions ran high as Lindsay struggled with substance abuse and fought with producers over creative control. The song's distinctive southwestern sound came from an actual rattlesnake shake recorded in the Mojave Desert, though many radio stations initially banned it due to its perceived political undertones about Native American rights. The master tapes for Arizona were actually lost in a studio fire and had to be completely re-recorded in just one day. Lindsay later admitted he preferred the original version, which had a darker, more psychedelic feel. Blues Image crafted Ride, Captain Ride during a period of intense internal conflict. The Tampa-based band was falling apart due to drug abuse and financial disputes when they recorded their biggest hit. The song's famous 73 men sailed up from the San Francisco Bay opening line was actually a mistake. Guitarist McNamara just counted the studio's wall panels and used that number. The track's production nearly bankrupted the band, with multiple recording sessions scrapped due to band members failing to show up. The final version we know today was pieced together from different takes, with session musicians filling in for absent band members. The record label initially rejected the song, calling it too complex for commercial radio. Most fans don't know that the captain mentioned in the song was based on a real person, a drug smuggler who helped the band transport their equipment during early tours. The band later distanced themselves from this connection when federal authorities began investigating their former associate. Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band created Loveland amid the aftermath of the Watts riots. The band members were divided over whether to make political statements in their music or stick to love songs. This internal conflict led to several members quitting during the recording sessions. The song's peaceful message contrasted sharply with the violent reality of their Los Angeles neighborhood. Record executives pushed for a more commercial sound, leading to heated arguments in the studio. The original version included controversial lyrics about police brutality that were ultimately removed. Wright later revealed that Loveland was recorded in a studio with a bullet hole in the wall from recent gang violence. The peaceful sound was intentionally crafted to offer hope during troubled times. Don't keep these memories to yourself. Hit that like button if these songs take you back, and subscribe to our channel for more hidden gems from the past. Share your stories in the comments. Where were you when these songs were playing on the radio? Your memories matter, and we want to hear them all. Christie's Yellow River emerged from the British band's experiences performing in Vietnam war camps.
Yellow River, Yellow River.
The song's anti-war message was initially censored by BBC Radio, though most listeners missed the political undertones. Lead singer Jeff Christie faced death threats from pro-war groups who discovered the song's true meaning. The recording sessions were marked by explosive arguments between band members over the song's arrangement. The distinctive guitar riff was actually played by a session musician after the band's guitarist stormed out. Several radio stations pulled the song when its anti-war message became more widely understood. The Yellow River reference in the song wasn't the Chinese Yellow River as many believe, but rather Agent Orange contaminated waters in Vietnam. The band kept this secret for years to avoid further controversy. Ray Stevens recorded Everything is Beautiful as a direct challenge to his reputation as a novelty song artist. The gospel choir opening was actually recorded at 3 a.m. with a group of drunk studio musicians mimicking children's voices. Stevens fought with his label over including religious elements in what was meant to be a mainstream pop song. The song's message of universal acceptance sparked controversy in the Deep South, where some radio stations refused to play it due to its integrated choir and civil rights undertones. Stevens received hate mail from former fans who felt betrayed by his departure from comedy songs. The guitar solo was performed by a studio janitor who happened to be a former jazz musician. Stevens hired him full-time afterward, though they later had a falling out over royalty disputes. Robin McNamara's Lay a Little Lovin' on Me came from his time starring in the controversial musical Hair. McNamara was simultaneously performing in the nude on Broadway while trying to launch his pop career, causing significant scandal. His record label tried to hide his connection to the controversial musical. The song's suggestive lyrics caused it to be banned by several major radio stations, though its true meaning was about McNamara's relationship with his estranged father. The recording session was repeatedly interrupted by anti-Hair protesters outside the studio. What few people know is that McNamara recorded the vocal track while running a 102-degree fever, giving it its distinctive raspy quality. He never managed to replicate the sound in subsequent recordings. The T-Sets by Belle Amie
My Belle, Amie.
reemerged from the Dutch music scene with controversy. The band's lead singer, Peter Teteroe, was arrested during the recording sessions for marijuana possession, and the song's French lyrics were actually nonsensical phrases that angered French critics. The band's American success strained relationships as they struggled with sudden fame. Radio stations initially resisted playing the song due to its perceived drug references and broken French. The production team had to convince programmers that the lyrics were innocent love songs. Internal band disputes over royalties led to multiple lineup changes during the song's chart run. In a strange twist, the song's signature flute part was played by a passing street musician who wandered into the studio looking for directions. The band never found him to pay him or credit him. Mountain's Mississippi Queen was born from a cocaine-fueled recording session that almost ended in tragedy. Drummer Corky Lang collapsed during the final take, and the famous cowbell opening was actually a mistake caused by his falling drumstick. The band's label worried the song's aggressive sound would alienate radio programmers. Leslie West's blistering guitar work came through a broken amplifier that caught fire during recording. The engineer kept the tapes rolling despite the smoke, capturing the distinctive distorted sound. The lyrics about the Mississippi Queen referred to a potent strain of marijuana, though this was kept secret to avoid censorship. The iconic cowbell was actually a dented aluminum beer can that the band couldn't replace in subsequent recordings, giving the original its unique sound. Alive and Kickin's Tighter, Tighter represented the end of an era for producer Tommy James. The song was recorded during James's legal battles with Morris Levy's Roulette Records, known for its mob connections. The band feared for their safety during recording sessions. The song's seemingly innocent lyrics about young love actually contained coded messages about James's struggle to break free from his mob-connected label. Several band members left the group after receiving threatening phone calls from unknown sources. The string section on the recording was performed by members of the New York Philharmonic, moonlighting against their contract. They were paid in cash and used pseudonyms in the credits. There you have it, 12 incredible songs that deserve their place in music history. If you enjoyed this journey down memory lane, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got more forgotten classics coming your way. Share this video with friends who lived through this remarkable era. They'll thank you for bringing back these memories. Until next time, keep the music alive.